So, I'm sharing a spotlight with my son here. This is Tim, but I think you all know him. Huh. Good boy. Okay, can you not put your butt in my face, please? Okay, today is Tuesday, and that means, Too Short Tuesday. Okay, we are doing a topic that has already been covered last week by the Wednesday Warriors, Shauna and Kathy. And the question was from Tomax regarding the saying, once an anorexic, always an anorexic. And he wanted to know if, or he said it sounded more like an excuse to stay sick than anything else. And I have to disagree with that wholeheartedly. That's one phrase that keeps me sane, actually, and it kind of relieves the stress of recovery altogether. There is no cure for an eating disorder. I will never be able to say that I am recovered. Just like human beings in general, you know, we're a work in progress. Well, you know, recovery is, it's not an event, it's a process, and it happens day to day. Sometimes it happens meal to meal, and it's something that we're going to struggle with, because if there was a cure for an eating disorder, you know, the statistics wouldn't be as high as they are for, you know, not only the existence of eating disorders, but time for a recovery is 7 years to 14 years. And, you know, and I'm just hitting that 7-year mark. I'll hit that 7-year mark February 20th. And, you know, I was never inpatient. I was never you know, clinically treated for my eating disorder. I embarked on recovery on my own. It makes this process, the daily grind, it has that extra reward, you know, at the end of the day, when I can say, you know what, I got through the day, I did this. It does not involve a therapist. It doesn't involve a meal plan. It doesn't involve letting go of counting calories, because I didn't do that to begin with. Even though I know I will always hear that anorexic voice in my head. I hear it every time I go to eat something. But you know what? Now I have a choice. I have a choice whether to listen to it or not. I know now, another thing that keeps me sane as well, but also keeps me grounded and keeps me remembering where I came from, is once that light goes on in your head, and once you realize that, you know what, this isn't working for me, it's going to kill me, I'm hurting people around me, I need to do something, any act after that, restricting or purging or, you know, over-exercising, laxatives, whatever it was that we did to engage in the eating disorder, it becomes a conscious choice. You know, when you're in the illness and it's an illness, it's subconscious manipulation and deceit of others. Once that light goes on in your head and you're in, you know, you're in recovery, you're doing what you have to do to live, you know, and then anything after that is it also reminds me that the always available option is choice, which means that my eating disorder took away all of my choices, and it didn't just revolve around food. It was choices for everything. It was choices of who I talked to, when I talked to them, why I talked to them, if I talked to them, but that always available option also can be relapse. The thing is that when we let go of control to gain control, to enter into recovery, now our biggest fear is relapse. But you know what? Everything in life can be a choice. But like I said, once that light goes on in your head, relapse now is a choice. So, oh God, what if I relapse? Well, you don't have to relapse. That's the whole idea behind it. So when I say that I am not actively anorexic, I am anorexic. I always will be anorexic. I don't display the physical consequences of my eating disorder. You can't tell by watching me eat. But, inside, yes, there is a war going on. It just doesn't show on the outside anymore. It can, if I allow it to. See, that's the thing, is that when you're in recovery, you now have control. The control that we strived for, the control that we desperately chased, we never had with an eating disorder. With recovery, you do have that. Number one, you can control what you eat. If you've got that in your head that, you know what, okay, this bowl of soup is nice. This bowl of soup is easy. This bowl of soup is going to give me what I need for the day. There's so much rationalization that goes on with eating regularly than there is with an eating disorder. With an eating disorder, it's chaos. An eating disorder is insanity. And when you let go of that, you get your mind back. You can think. You can feel. I know that for me, my eating disorder was about numbing myself so that I didn't feel, so that when I had anorexia, nobody came to me. Nobody wanted anything from me because my eating disorder made me unavailable, made me untouchable. It made me, numb to the point to the only feelings that I had were mine. Nobody else's feelings mattered. And it didn't matter who that person was, whether it was, my parents, my brothers, or my sisters, or, a girlfriend, my best friend. It didn't matter. People did come up to me and say, Karen, have you gained weight? And, that voice kicked in, you're failure, you're fat. She just called you fat. And no, she didn't. She asked me if I had gained weight. It's also been the other way around. I've had people come up to me and ask me, have you been eating? And now I can be honest. Because there are days when I'll skip a meal. And it's conscious. I'm making that conscious choice. And it feels shitty. And I always make sure, that I go to the kitchen and at least get a snack that's going to tide me over until lunchtime or dinner time. Before I go to bed, I don't like to go to bed on an empty stomach because then I wake up starving. And when I'm starving like that, I panic. And once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. Once an anorexic, always an anorexic. That doesn't give me a ticket to ride. That doesn't give me a ticket to rely on my illness. It reminds me of where I came from and where I'm going and where I don't want to be. So I think essentially it's a choice. It's a choice. And you know what? Recovery rocks. And with recovery, I've got every choice that I ever dreamed of and more. So, yes, my name is Karen, and I am an anorexic for life.